You are a vessel of energy, and energy is infinitely existent. Beyond this realm of existence, energy can never die, only transmute into something entirely new. And if you are an embodiment of this immense potentiality, then you too can never truly die. The end of life, death as we say, can be a scary concept for many to comprehend. But the end of this chapter is only the prequel to the next story that is being written by your soul. You currently exist in a three-dimensional place, but within your imagination resides a metaphysical higher dimensional space, and it is this area where you operate as a higher singularity. Perhaps when we die, it is your ego which completes its mission, and that ego which has been formulated through life experience is simply not you. You are the observer of humanity, and humanity is just one piece of the great life puzzle that is definably and...
Welcome back. Another Wide Awake video. I'm Blue Jay Robinson, and I really don't have a topic, right? So I'm just gonna talk about something. So every week I come and I'm a part of a organization called It Takes a Village, and I talk to Dr. Beverly Dukirk and others who are supportive and who are spiritual advisors, and they definitely want to change lives, help people, and bring us together and love people. And I just had a session with them, and it was very insightful, it was very empowering, and we got to a moment where, you know, they explained, you know, about you know, sin, and they explained about loving God and wanting to do better and knowing what it takes to do better, and releasing and things of that nature, because it's important when it comes down to becoming an individual who cares about oneself and who cares about God and wants to bring people together to love one another. So I think that there was a moment where I got to talk about who I was and how I identified, and you know, I believe that it helped kind of bring us together as a people to realize that times are always changing, and you might be born in a time frame where as a child you were seen and not heard. I'm from a time frame where you're going to see me, you're going to hear me, and I've always kind of been made to be a problem child or an issue or somebody that somebody always somewhere had a problem with, because of how I stood up and I challenged things. I believe that a part of that comes from being an African, meaning at one point my ancestors were enslaved and we don't know who we are. And I'm always talking about how we are trying to figure things out, and there's nothing wrong with trying to still figure out who you are. But when you coming together with people and people are different from you, right? And you meet people that are different from you, we tend to fear what we don't understand. And we tend to make judgments based on what we believe is right and wrong. And we make conclusions about people and you have no idea how many layers that people have. You have no idea about why people make the decisions that they do. But you have to connect it with trauma, and you have to connect it with the person's mental capacity and how are they capable? Are they of understanding what you're trying to get across? Because if not, then there's a communication issue where you're not understanding me and you're committed to misunderstanding me because of what you believe and how you are seeing me. But to be seen today, people are always looking at me, but to be seen was an experience. To be seen and respected from people who would normally respond in a manner that, you know, would have judged. trauma plays a major key component into mental illness. And instead of asking a person what's wrong with you, maybe consider what happened to them. Maybe ask instead of assuming, and maybe not judge the book by its cover. Maybe read it. Maybe respect is about, instead of treating the person the way you want to be treated, maybe treat a person the way they want to be treated. You know, I was a part of a conflict with loved ones, and someone felt attacked. Somebody felt attacked, and that other person wasn't taking that seriously. You could be looking at a person and think that they all together, that everything's all right, but internally they're dying inside, or that they're battling something that internally you cannot see what a person is going through. Every single individual, no matter who they are, no matter how much money they got, no matter what walk of life they come from, or what's going on with them, are struggling with something that they don't talk about. So be kind to people. You know what I mean? To be kind doesn't cost. To move with love is what I believe God wants us to do. And sometimes when you're a light shining in a dark place, people have this, and sometimes it triggers people, and sometimes it triggers their demons, because people are battling mental issues that they don't talk about. And they don't talk about it to people. They don't talk about it to anyone. They keep it inside. And so next thing you know, when you're hearing about the next crime, or when you're hearing about the next trauma, or when you're hearing about what pain that people are really all trying to deal with, I just want to remind people that we are doing the best we can with what we have. And I know I'm jumping from different topics and different things, and it's not really that organized, because I really just wanted to speak today. And I wanted to reflect on how important it is to get outside of yourself sometimes, because I believe we need to focus on bringing people together and really understand what love is, because love is not all about making babies. And I really think that we need to start putting the value on, instead of what's in between our legs and what we want to do with what's in between our legs, I think that we need to focus on what's in between our ears, which is a brain, which is a mind, which is things. I mean, a brain and a mind is two different things. Hold on, because you go to see a neurologist for a brain and you go to see a psychiatrist for your mind. Get your mind right, and always check yourself, because a lot of people love to throw stones from glass houses. And I mean, really, I always ask myself before I speak, what is it going to mean? Who am I affecting? I do things intentional, so now I can't really say, oh, I said it and I didn't mean it out of anger, even though that's very easy to do. Oh man, I could talk for a long time, but I don't know what you're gonna get from this other than, wake up and realize that it's a lot. What a time to be alive right now. Present. I'm working on being present, and I've never felt more present. And it's like, looking at the past, and thinking about the future, but also being right here, right now, and doing what we can to make sure that before the lights go out, we change minds and we change hearts and we save lives. So thank you for tuning in. Feel free to leave a comment, share, hit me up on my DM about what you thought. I'm trying to get more consistent on all my platforms: Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, at Explore Your Internal World. My fault. Wide Awake, Explore Your Internal World. You'll see it. Again, I'm Blue Jay and Robinson. Be blessed, y'all.